Arashi today. Special guest, but
Special.
right now he might be public enemy number one for the Philippines. Arashi, you want to introduce yourself, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Arashi. I'm an analyst for the MPLID English desk, and I am public enemy number one because I said, "Hey, man, you guys gotta beat Onic, and then we'll talk." Well, people are absolutely talking now.
They're doing more than just talking, Arashi.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I fully expected some banter, right? I was looking forward.
You were ready.
Almost. I was almost looking forward to people going like, "Yo, we proved you wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's our time. Get wrecked." I wasn't expecting the extra.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, not the only one by all means, but
Shout out Sheffin.
shout out.
We'll try to get Sheffin in some other time when he's okay. He's in the
I
hospital
believe
right now.
the other ones as well. Some other guys as well, but yeah, we've been getting like death threats.
Yeah, mainly you and Sheffin, right? Because
Mainly us, because we made the bold proclamations, right? I didn't even proclaim anything, by the way. It was a challenge, right? But yeah, so we're getting the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not just death threats. There's some just weird, like, "Oh, you have disrespected the whole country. You just shat on the Philippines." I'm like, when? How?
Yeah, I mean, some people definitely took it like a bit more extreme, right? Much. We all know why you guys are mostly here too, right? It's to see Arashi's cute face, but also is to also, shit talk him and see why he actually made those statements. Because most of the comments that I've been seeing after M5 in my videos have been about you, Arashi. To ask you some more about like the AP Brandonic stuff. I think I want to ask you personally about that whole situation. What played out in your mind? What was the intention behind calling out the Philippines at the time, right? Because again, for people watching, I don't know if you watched the whole clip. It was clipped, right? So maybe you only watched the Arashi part.
Yeah.
But before that part, it was a segment with me, Lafel, and Wolf, where we were kind of bantering amongst the regions. Lafel wasn't bantering because he couldn't. but basically, that was the whole. That was the vision that was set by the producers. So if you guys don't know, that's how the creative things work. Okay, behind the scenes, the producers will ask us to do things like banter, trash talk, etc., and then we'll do it.
Right.
It's a creative decision.
Like fan the flames. and all.
Exactly. So what was the perspective behind that call out, Arashi? Because what the people think instantly is like, "Oh, fuck this guy. He's calling Philippines trash. He's saying Indo is much better. He's saying Indo pride, even though Kyrie and Yeb is in the team. So it technically can't even be in Indo pride. You fucking nerds." That shit like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Very common sentiment. I've seen a lot of those. Like
Me
hundreds.
too. That's why I can say it. I literally just read it out of my comment section yesterday. I asked them to ask questions about you, but we'll get to that segment as well. Like,
Cool.
we're gonna get.
All right, so of course there was the whole banter. We're talking about, okay, which region is better and whatever. Just opinions, right? We're not talking objective at that point. It was just a lot of opinions, and I called the last statement from the panel was Wolf going, "I think Indonesia is definitely more entertaining, but I think competitiveness is definitely in the Philippines." Well, the whole idea was that, I can play devil's advocate because I do that a lot. I think Miko can testify, especially being on the desk with so many strong opinions, right? Usually I go like, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" Right? This is possible. That is possible.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, that's a good point. I mean, and by the way, see, I felt a lot of people on DMs. I never actually publicly made the statement, but I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of talents all know that the Philippines is the more competitive region.
Yeah.
Right? So if anyone thinks that I really don't think so, I'm that delusional. I do think so, right? That everyone knows that, and on Instagram, on the DMs, I've been very clear about that. Like, dude, like, I know, it's no secret, right? It's not a weird opinion.
No.
So I was thinking like, all right, but what's the other viewpoint, right? How do we kind of like make this a bit of back and forth? So I said, while laughing, by the way, like, "Hey man, I mean, you say competitive, but Onic has been winning every single tournament. So hey, if you want to talk, you gotta beat Onic." I'm pretty sure. I'm not that like old yet. I'm not senile yet. So I'm pretty sure when I said it, I was kind of like giggling a bit. Like whoa, it was very over exaggerated.
It was not the Arashi we usually see.
Yeah, out of nowhere, right? I don't do a lot of like antics. Out of nowhere, like, "Oh, come at us, bro! Indo pride." It's like, I thought like it's pretty obviously like you know, like a joke because it's over exaggerated.
Uh-huh.
And on the desk, people weren't going like, absolutely, bro. Yeah, Indonesia's gonna kill it.
Yeah, Ethan and
no,
Donnie
Ethan
were
and Donnie
laughing.
was
They're
like,
like,
oh
"Oh
my
my
god,
God,
what the
yeah.
fuck? Wait, what?
Where did this come from?
Yeah, exactly. You're actually saying this? What? And we were all laughing about it.
Uh-huh.
It was meant to be a bit more of an ironic kind of deal.
Okay,
you
yeah.
know, it's like, oh, some fans, some Indonesians are
Yeah.
like, no way, bro, Indonesia, all the time, every time, always. Yeah, and so I thought that was a bit of a funny joke, and no one reacted to it, by the way.
Yeah.
And the initial broadcast, no one said anything.
No
so
one
I'm
said
like,
anything.
oh, I guess it's not as funny or whatever. And I think some of the talents noticed, and they were like, lol, dude, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I legit came up to him after the broadcast. I was like, dude, I like that shit. Like, what the fuck?